So here's a short video for Dynamic Systems and Control B around being able to access various engineering apps that we have available to students to complete the project and laboratory activities in this subject via the UTS workspace. Some of you hopefully will have come across the workspace before. I've included a link in the canvas for the subject, which should look not too dissimilar to this, but as the course progresses, of course, more items will be published in the canvas, and so when you come to review this video it might look a little bit different to how I'm seeing it now. I'm using student view to show something that's quite authentic for you, but forgive me if it's not quite the same. Anyway, let's click this hyperlink, which is going to open a new page. I actually have this page already open on the right hand side over here, and you can see through this series of links and drop downs in here how you can get access to UTS workspace. If you have any problems, you can submit a Service Connect ticket. There's a hyperlink here to be able to do that, which takes you to a new screen. We have configuration available for PC users or for Mac users, depending upon what you prefer. You can also access it over your iPad, although I think you'll have better experience if you can use a laptop or a desktop PC. If you expand one of these, you'll see that there's some downloadable content here, installation files, and then some instructions to work through to be able to run the executable and complete the installation. When you run Citrix for the first time, which is the tool that allows us to access Workspace, you will be prompted to enter a server address. Please note that this isn't your own email address, but needs to be utsworkspace.cloud.com. Please continue to work through the rest of these instructions. And once you have it installed, you can launch Citrix, specify the server address, and then you can refer to this subsequent page here after the getting access to Workspace on using Workspace. And one of the most important things, of course, when we're using these apps is, well, where are we going to save our files? So please have a look at this particular section in here in setting up OneDrive. This has been significantly improved over previous versions of Workspace, but it still does take a little bit of configuration to get the best performance from the tools on the workspace. So I have Workspace, I have Citrix installed here. I'll find that hyperlink over here, double click this icon. Here you can see Citrix is opened. I've already previously launched this, so the server's already identified and it remembers this. Enter the usual UTS username and password credentials, remembering the full email address, and it will open an interface where we'll be able to see the various apps that exist. Just quickly going back to here, some of the various applications that are available are shown here. You can see we have SolidWorks, we have MATLAB, and some other tools that I'll point you to now that are relevant to 43018. So this is my workspace here. You can see my recent applications are shown here. I also have all of these, or at least 3 of these have been favorited. So this is what you see when you come in. We can also run desktops in here. I have all of the available applications that can be shown here, and I can filter on those just showing FEIT apps by clicking this hyperlink. Here you can see, well, there's MATLAB, for example. SolidWorks is here, which we'll already be familiar with, but the Siemens applications, that some of which we're using in this subject, are over here. So here we have the desktop and the modal analysis, and there's the UTS OneDrive link here. So we should launch the OneDrive if you haven't done that already. It will configure your OneDrive to be linked with the applications in Workspace. It might take some time. At some point during this, you might be prompted to enter your to complete an OTCA approval, and once this is running, you can see here that it's launched already for me, SimCenter Test Lab, and this is a desktop toolbox. In here you'll see then that what we should have a look for is, you know, the file open menu, file saving, and so on. So please be aware that you need to drive initially to the OneDrive location or on your specific OneDrive area. You can see mine has quite a lot of data already in there. What I've done is I've defined a folder here for my workspace activity for my SimCenter data. If I double click this one, you'll see that I also have a folder for this particular subject, which I can drive through. And this is a project file that I'm going to open here. Actually, sorry, that's trying to save as a file, so we should not save that file. If you go to your OneDrive in File Explorer, I can show you also where this folder is. So here we can drill in, same as you've seen here over here, and there are those files that have been previously recorded. You should, for example, if we download something from the canvas that you might want to drag into the workspace and open, we will be sharing some project files for SimCenter and MATLAB, for example, in the canvas. Of course, you'll download them. They'll be in your downloads folder. You can grab them from your downloads folder, pull them across into your appropriate OneDrive folder, and that's what I did previously with this particular download. We also have shared some documents through other means, maybe over email or in Teams. But when we're back in SimCenter, it's really important to have, as I say, done that, navigated to this area. And when you're working on these files within the application, please remember to save regularly. As if there's a crash with the software, it can happen that the software may crash if you do something that it wasn't expected. Some of these software applications may crash unexpectedly, so please remember to save frequently, save new versions. For example, we can up issue the version here and save to a new project, and then you'll see that we've got a duplicate project within that folder so that we keep the original backed up. So there's the 3rd of 2nd, 2023. Here's the 6th of the 2nd, the one I've just created now and I'm working on. This folder that's got the same name as this project, by the way, is an area where some external files are saved. So we have some time data files recorded in here. They're not of this type. So it appears to be empty, but if we look in Explorer window, within that folder, you can see that there are a number of subfolders, and here are some external files that are saved and that are linked to the project. Those files you can see in here, so please be aware of that. So those files are linked in that project file over here. That's the end of this video. I'll be producing more videos on actually how to use SimCenter Test Lab later. Thank you.